Live from Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court inside the English Jones Center in Pembroke, North Carolina. This is UNC Pembroke Braves basketball. Tonight they take on the Fayetteville State Broncos. A very pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast. My name is Joe Vasile alongside Brandon Blakeney tonight. And Brandon, this is the first game of the season, of the regular season, I should say, for the Lady Braves. They take on the Fayetteville State Broncos.
Yep, and it is the first game of the season for the Braves, but these teams are very familiar with each other, being the 29th meeting tonight when it concludes. You know, the Braves are 18-10 overall against the Broncos, but Fayetteville State took home the title last year at home in the battle. So Braves definitely looking to rebound here at home, defend their home court this time around.
Yeah, it was a 54-43 victory for Fayetteville State last year up in Fayetteville. But as we're just about set to start things off here tonight, let's take a look at the starting lineups for each of these two teams. We'll start first with the visiting Fayetteville State Broncos. They are coached by Ava Patterson-Heath. This is her sixth season at the helm of the Lady Broncos. She's 83-58 overall in that position. Her starting lineup tonight is a sophomore guard from Fayetteville, North Carolina, 5'6", Shemaya Battle, averaging 8 assists per game. She's tops in the CIAA in that category. Their leading scorer is also in the starting lineup. She's a 5'7" senior forward from Salisbury, North Carolina, Doreen Richardson. Out there also with her will be a 5'9" forward from Raleigh, North Carolina, Michaela Williams. She's a North Carolina A&T transfer. Bria Robinson is a senior center from Belmont, North Carolina. She gets the start, and she's also out there with the 6'3" freshman center from Charlotte, Chinwendu Maduig-Bunham. And that rounds out the starting five for Fayetteville State. Now for the UNC Pembroke Braves, we will take a quick time out for the national anthem. When we return, we'll meet their starting lineup. You're listening to the Braves Broadcasting Network. So with the anthem now done, it's time to meet the Braves starting lineup. They're coached by John Haskins, who graduated from UNC Wilmington in 1980. This is his 12th season at the helm of the Lady Braves, has a 141 and 162 record, looking to improve that tonight against the Fayetteville State Broncos. Their starting five looks a little something like this. At the point guard position, a 5'3" senior from Durham, North Carolina, Chandrika Fuller. She'll be joined in the backcourt by a 5'7" freshman guard from Landis, North Carolina, who's put up a couple of good games in the exhibitions in Avery Locklear. We'll have a little bit more on Locklear later tonight. The small forward is a 5'7" junior from Havelock, North Carolina, LaShonda Pritchard, and she's joined in the front court by Phoenicia Lawson, a 6' junior from Reidsville, North Carolina, and Mary Robinson, a 5'10" senior from Enterprise, Alabama. The lineups being announced right now on the floor. They're starting to turn the lights off in the arena, but I'll ask you, Brandon, what are you looking for tonight out of the Braves in terms of their first game of this season? A relatively experienced group, but a couple of freshmen in the lineup as well.
Yeah, like you said, they're a very experienced group there. Coach Haskins probably has one of his most experienced teams of all time that he's been coaching here, coming back. 11 returning players, 2 freshmen he brought in, and 1 stud transfer. Honestly, the Braves are just going to have to come in and be aggressive on the boards. They've played really well in their first win over Division I opponent Campbell, shooting the ball pretty well and playing solid defense. They got to bounce back from UNC Wilmington, honestly, cut down on the turnovers from last game, and just move the ball well, keep it balanced.
And the Braves had 44 turnovers in the 2 exhibition games, including 30 on Sunday against UNCW. Last year, the Braves went 10-16 overall, but finished 8-11 in the Peach Belt Conference.
Yep.
And that's coming off of, well, really the heels of where they haven't had a winning season now since the 2011-2012 campaign, though this year's as good as any to get back in that mode.
And you know, this team, with all the experience coming out, these players have been around. Some of these players even in the 2013, maybe the year after that winning season that they had. So they're just trying to turn this program around, and I think they're going to come out playing with a chip on their shoulder this year to show that they got something to prove.
And so we'll see if they can come out and prove it tonight against a talented and deep Fayetteville State Broncos team. Of course, the Braves pride themselves on being able to run deep. They have 14 players on the roster. All 14 of them saw action against UNCW. We should see a lot of action tonight. Fayetteville State is in the blue jerseys, and that's UNCP in the all-whites with the black running down the side. Phoenicia Lawson along with Bria Robinson to take the tip, and it is won by UNCP. That is Phoenicia Lawson with the ball, or rather, I apologize, LaShonda Pritchard with the ball. Avery Locklear launches a 3.
The freshman,
good.
She's wasting no time getting started. There was definitely a spotlight on her before this game, and the three-point shot has to be on the scouting report. Freshman coming in, 14 points in 2 exhibition games. Keep an eye on her.
Running the point for the Broncos is Shemaya Battle. There's Robinson inside, and she banks it home. Braves taking it the other way. There's Locklear giving back up top for Robinson. Pass was tipped, and a whistle and a foul is called on the floor.
And you see early the 2 leading scorers for these squads wasting no time getting involved in this game.
First foul going against Fayetteville State. They got Maduig Bunham for her first personal. Inside to Lawson. Baby hook, no good. And it's rebounded by Fayetteville State. They'll push quickly the other way. Here's Doreen Richardson with the right-handed layup. And the Broncos take a 4-3 lead here early. Less than a minute gone in the first quarter.
You can tell already this is going to be an intense one. Both the benches making noise here, trying to get their team involved.
Robinson sets the screen. Driving in, Fuller gives to Lawson, double teamed and taken away by Fayetteville State. Battle with the handle. Gives over to Richardson in the corner. Battle controlling at the top of the key, and her pass is tipped.
Scramble for
tie
it.
up, and jump ball is called. Possession arrow is going to favor the Broncos, so they'll hang on to it. Triggering the inbound is Shemaya Battle. And she gets it into Robinson, the senior from Belmont, North Carolina, coming off a double-double against Concord back on Saturday. Launching a 3, Richardson, no good right at the end of the shot clock, but the offensive rebound went to Bria Robinson, and she got the putback. Now 6-3 Fayetteville State.
And the Braves are a little overmatched in the size department here in this one, so they're really going to have to put a body on Robinson and make sure they box out.
Mary Robinson now launching a 3. That was off the mark, and it's rebounded by Fayetteville State. Here's Battle, being forced to dribble to the outside right in front of Pembroke bench. Pass tipped and nearly stolen away, but it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Broncos. It'll be Braves basketball.
Solid defensive possession for the Braves there, forcing the turnover.
First turnover of this game for either team, as Mary Robinson gives a bounce pass off for the point guard, Chandrika Fuller. Now it's to Avery Locklear. She passes off, and it is going to be stolen away, but Locklear with a good play in transition. Good heads-up play to steal that one right back for the Braves. 5 to shoot. Here comes a long two. It's short and rebounded by the Broncos. There's Michaela Williams trying to catch a long lead pass, but Mary Robinson got her hands on it and it squirted out of bounds.
And we see early the Braves are going to have to get back on transition D because the Broncos are looking to run every time they get a rebound.
Have our first substitution of the game. Kara Straight enters for the Broncos. She is a freshman from Greensboro, North Carolina. Averaging 5 points per game on the young season. The Broncos coming into this game at 1-1 on the season. They won on Friday against Concord and lost Saturday against Fairmont State. Game on Saturday was a close game. Both those games taking place at home in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Inside to Robinson.
Great D.
That was Lawson coming up with the block. Dangerous cross-court pass is stolen away, and here comes Doreen Richardson finishing with the right hand. All too easy for Richardson that time.
And Coach Haskins cannot be happy with that turnover.
It's now an 8-0 run for the Broncos since that opening three by Avery Locklear.
Braves got to get something going here to stop this bleeding.
Driving in, Pritchard tried to go up and she was fouled. She'll head to the free throw line and shoot two. They got Bria Robinson for the foul for Fayetteville State, their second team foul. Robinson at the line to shoot two, and she hits the first. I apologize. Thought the foul was on Pritchard, but it was Robinson who was fouled.
Yeah, Pritchard was in on the play. Nice assist. The no-look pass there to set it up, though.
Robinson, a couple of dribbles. Goes up with the second, and she's good. So Mary Robinson has her first 2 points of the regular season. She had a couple of good games in the exhibitions.
Especially on the boards.
Absolutely. Took the words right out of my mouth.
God.
Braves now trail by 3, just over 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Ball's controlled by Richardson. He's averaging 19 points on the game, on the season, I should say. Now Bernicia Powell drives in for the Broncos. Lost a handle on the dribble, skipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Braves. It'll stay Broncos ball. 9 left on the shot clock. Richardson looks for a place to inbound it to. She finds Courtney Best. Now back to Richardson. Shot no good.
She has not been shy tonight, letting it fly.
Driving quickly is Fuller, and a whistle and another foul is going to get called against the Broncos. Braves have done a good job drawing fouls against Fayetteville State. It's already their third, not even halfway through this first quarter. Guilty party that time was Doreen Richardson for the block. A transfer from Gardner-Webb University, a Division I school here in North Carolina. Crystal Hicks will trigger the inbound for the Braves.
Yeah, Fayetteville State with a couple transfers on that roster. D1 schools, bringing in a lot of talent.
Janisa Monley is going to get called for a walk. So a turnover for the Braves. They still trail by 3, now inside 6 minutes to go. That's the third Brave turnover of the game. Also just 1 of 5 from the floor in the early going. Jump shot coming from Best. You can book it. Courtney Best with her first 2 points of the game.
And she looked comfortable firing that one off. Smooth in rhythm. She's open. She knocks it down.
Fuller finds Hicks on the right wing. Out of the inside, Sadeza Love goes up and knocks down the shot. First points of the game for Love. And there to try and neutralize some of Fayetteville State's height advantage. And good job on defense that time by Love, stepping out on the perimeter, forcing the missed shot, and then forcing the traveling violation against the Broncos. And another turnover for Fayetteville State. They're still up by 3 with about 5 left to go. And checking in for the first time today is going to be Jasmine Huntley. Huntley started the exhibition on Sunday against UNCW. Was in a little bit of foul trouble. Had some trouble with the turnovers as well. But then again, who on the Braves didn't. It's just an excellent job by the Seahawks all day long on defense. 3 from Hicks is no good, goes out of bounds.
She's just coming off the bench. Got to shake off a little of that rust and get a rhythm going in this game here.
We have a timeout taken. We will take it with them back in 30 seconds here on the Braves Broadcast Network. 10-7 the score in favor of Fayetteville State. The score here at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court, 10-7 in favor of the Fayetteville State Broncos. 4:47 left in the first quarter of this opening night matchup between the UNC Pembroke Braves and the Fayetteville State Broncos. Alongside Brandon Blakeney, I'm Joe Vasile. Go.
Definitely been an entertaining action so far here in the first half. First half.
Both teams feeling each other out at this point. A couple of turnovers for each side. Avery Locklear is the leading scorer for the Braves. She's got 3 points. Doreen Richardson and Bria Robinson, each with 4 to lead the Broncos.
And that's just opposite spectrums right there. You got the freshman coming in her first regular season game, and the 2 experienced seniors leading the way for the other side.
Courtney Best with the shot for Fayetteville State. It was no good. And now Jasmine Huntley brings it forward for the Braves. 3 from Hicks is short, and it's rebounded by Shemaya Battle. Driving quickly the other way, the Broncos, and a whistle and a foul is called on the fast break. Looks like it's going to be Avery Locklear hit for her first personal. First team foul against the Braves, coming nearly 6 minutes into this game.
Yeah, and I think that's saying something, Joe. I mean, that's just solid, fundamental, sound defense they're playing out there.
So Battle to the free throw line. It's the first. She's a 67% free throw shooter on this young season. Averaging 8 points and 8 assists per game to go along with 3 rebounds. Very good point guard, can contribute in pretty much all facets of the game. A couple steals on defense as well. Spins the ball in her hand. Oof. Second is off the mark, and a good job to save it inbounds by Janisa Monley. Now the Braves take it the other way. Hicks works it inside, but the pass could not be corralled cleanly by Love. Monley's shot was no good, and the Broncos take it again. Braves just 2 of 8 from the field so far.
A little bit of a missed opportunity there. The pass was fumbled. Would have been an easy finish.
Broncos with it, turnaround jumper going to Robinson, rims out, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Braves. It seems like the Braves have had a hard time corralling passes and some rebounds. They've been able to tip them, but not be able to come down with the rebounds cleanly or be able to come up with passes cleanly early in this game.
Exactly. Coach Haskins has to be preaching one message: squeeze the ball.
There's Battle passing off to Best up top. Best, a transfer from Campbell University, Division I up in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. Here's Battle back to Richardson, off balance jump shot, can't hit. It's rebounded by the Braves. It was Hicks pulling it down. Up ahead for Love in transition. She gets the basket to fall.
Finally, one of those passes we were talking about from earlier being corralled and the easy finish.
So Daza Love now with 4 points to lead the way for the Braves, and they're down by just 2 as the Broncos have fallen into a cold stretch on offense. Inside for Straight, and she's going to get called for a travel, and John Haskins is fired up over on the bench. Pumped his fist emphatically after that call. Very pleased with the way his defense has been playing on these last few possessions out of that last time out. Huntley brings it across for the Braves, looking to potentially take the lead if they can hit a 3 on this possession. There's Hicks. Tried to feed one inside to Love. It was tipped by Bria Robinson, and it goes out of bounds. It'll stay down on that end. Braves basketball, 14 seconds left in the shot clock. Crystal Hicks will trigger the inbound. Gets it in. Here comes a 3, and it is no good. A little bit too strong. Robinson grabbed the rebound as Mary Robinson tried to give the Braves a lead with that shot. Stopping the dribble was Michaela Williams, so she has to give off to Doreen Richardson, whose pass was tipped by Hicks, nearly stolen away, but ended up finding its way to the Braves bench. And we have some substitutions. Sadeza Love comes off, and LaShonda Pritchard checks back in for the Braves.
Braves getting some more size in there. Maybe a strategic move here by Coach Haskins. We'll see how it pans out for him.
Reset the lineup on the floor for the Braves in just 1 second after this possession. On the outside for the Broncos, it's Richardson hoisting a 3 at the end of the shot clock, and she drains it. 7 points for Doreen Richardson.
And that's just a killer there. You played solid defense for 29 seconds, and then on the last second, something like that happens.
Driving in, Hicks with the right hand, can't finish. Rebound tips out of bounds, last touch by Bria Robinson. And it will stay Braves basketball. On the floor right now for John Haskins' crew, it's Crystal Hicks. She's out there with Ebony Stevens, Jasmine Huntley, LaShonda Pritchard, and Mary Robinson. Down by 5 with about 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter as fans continue to file into Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. Deep inbound pass is tipped and nearly stolen away by Doreen Richardson, but she couldn't prevent the ball from going out of bounds.
Great hustle there on the play, though.
Certainly was. Excellent effort on the play by Richardson, showing herself to be just an excellent overall basketball player for these first 8 minutes.
Yeah, she's all over the floor, doing it all, every aspect.
Here's Hicks nearly losing the ball, stopping the dribble and giving to Huntley, who will back it out now with 10 to shoot, calling for a screen. Drives to the basket. Nice move on the fake, but couldn't finish. And it's rebounded by the Broncos. Richardson on the outside where she just hit a 3. Directing traffic now as Bria Robinson comes over to set the screen. Kick to the outside. There's Powell unleashing. And Bernicia Powell has got her first 3 points of the game.
That's 2 back-to-back threes for Fayetteville State. Seems like they're finding their stroke from downtown.
Still just not coming for the Braves, although a foul is coming against Fayetteville State. Good job by Crystal Hicks to draw the blocking foul. It's the second that's going to go against Bria Robinson tonight. So she'll head to the bench as Avery Locklear checks in for Pembroke, as well as Chandrika Fuller. It's Fuller who has it with the white headband, though there's 4 players who have that feature.
Just look for the one dribbling the ball.
Oh, that's also a good one. Avery Locklear, the only one on the court not featuring that white headband at the moment. And she'll be the one triggering the inbound pass. Less than a minute to go here in the first. 8-point deficit for the Braves. Fuller gives off to Stevens. Comes a shot. It was in and out off the hands of LaShonda Pritchard and rebounded by Fayetteville State. Richardson again controlling. Shooting 47% from the floor this year, 40% from downtown. She works it inside for Kalia Jones, and it's Jones finishing. Now 6 different Broncos players have scored a point in this game. And it's 19-9. Fuller guarded by Williams as the Broncos sit back in their man-to-man defense. Fuller now controls, rather to Locklear.
Hard
and
screen.
An illegal screen. against LaShonda Pritchard. It's going back down Broncos' way. 6.6 to play here in the first.
This has been a physical one so far. Always a great game between regional rivals. Great competitiveness out there.
And despite these two teams playing in different conferences, the Braves in the Peach Belt, the Broncos in the CIAA, always a fierce rivalry between these two teams. Buzzer beater shot is good. Off the hands of Kalia Jones, grabbing the rebound off the missed three at the last second and tipping it back in to put the Broncos ahead 21-9 at the end of the first quarter. We'll be back with more on the Braves Broadcast Network right after this.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind.
We often get the question, where does the money go? More than 90% of NCAA revenue supports 89 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that give $2.7 billion in scholarships each year. Look around you. There are more than 450,000 student athletes competing every year, succeeding on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
Well, we welcome you back in a Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. The score at the end of the first quarter is 21-9 in favor of Fayetteville State. Alongside Brandon Blakeney, I'm Joe Vasile. And Brandon, what are your thoughts on that first quarter? What do the Braves need to do better to be able to start to close this deficit before halftime?
Well, I think that was a very intense and action-filled first quarter. The main thing, there's two main points I think you have to look at here. One, they have to take care of the basketball and cut down on these turnovers because it's killing them. And two, they have to get back on D because the transition defense hasn't been there. And Fayetteville State is obviously a team that likes to run.
Now also getting out-rebounded by a 14-7 margin. And there they commit their fourth turnover of the game. Good foul committed by LaShonda Pritchard. She'll make Richardson go to the, or rather, Powell go to the free throw line and earn the points rather than taking an easy layup.
And that's not what you want the first possession of this quarter to start off like that. Braves just got to build some momentum here.
Remember, the fouls reset for each quarter. The team fouls, I should say, reset for each quarter as the first free throw misses. So that's just the first team foul against the Braves here in the second quarter after they had two team fouls in the first quarter. Also, you're now in the bonus after the fifth foul of the quarter rather than getting to 7 as it was in the old half system, as the second free throw misses as well. So a good break for the Braves as Powell is unable to connect it on either of her tosses. Here comes Huntley driving to the basket, and she lays it in.
And what a play there. Just a physical take to the basket there, a little bit of contact, and she just fights through it for the finish.
It's now just a 10-point deficit for the Braves as they look to claw back. Here comes a three on its way from Powell. It's no good. Rebounded by Chandrika Fuller, and she was fouled trying to take it up the court. Looks like they got Courtney Best for her first personal foul. So now each team with one team foul in the second quarter. As the Braves will look to improve on just 4 of 16 from the floor to start this game. And 1 of 6 from behind 3-point.
Yeah, it's like there's a lid on the basket. They got to shake some of this rust off and get in this game here.
Pass went off the hands of Erica Williams and out of bounds. Another turnover here for the Braves. That's 2 on their first 2 possessions, or rather 2 on their first 3 possessions. Shemaya Battle passes off to the right for Michaela Williams. Avery Locklear playing the tight defense, and she tips the ball away, tries to come up with the steal, but
Look at the
foul.
freshman there with some scrappy play, not afraid to get a little dirty out there.
Bernicia Powell called for the push of Fayetteville State. It'll be Broncos ball, and well, Avery Locklear comes from quite the basketball family. Her uncle is Kelvin Sampson, who graduated from UNC Pembroke back in 1978. He made his name nationally as the head coach of Oklahoma from 94 to 06. Had a couple stints in the NBA and is now the head coach of Houston. And there goes Locklear with the shot. It's no good. Rebounded by Williams.
Yeah, definitely big family, big basketball pedigree coming from there. Also, her grandfather, Delton Ray Locklear, was a Hall of Famer here at Pembroke too. Football, basketball, and baseball back in the 50s. So it's definitely in her blood.
3 on its way. It's no good, and there's Locklear to scoop up the rebound. Fuller works it inside for Monley, trying to get some space, and she's able to create some on her own and bank it home.
Nice finish there, the finesse up and under.
So the Braves have culled what was once a 21-9 deficit down to just 21-13 as they've held the Broncos off the scoreboard here in the second quarter. Look to continue that trend here. That's Richardson. She had 7 points in the first quarter. Driving in, having the ball stripped out of her hands was Battle. It went out last touch by Fayetteville State, but they've got just 1 second left on the shot clock after they'll inbound it here. So this more or less has to be a catch and shoot. They get it in. There goes the shot from Best, and it falls. At the last second, Courtney Best hits one from downtown. Her first three-pointer made of the year.
And the threes just keep falling for Fayetteville State here tonight.
Outside for Locklear. She's got one tonight. Make it 2. Avery Locklear connects from deep again.
And you can only imagine how she's feeling down there. Freshman, first time playing in front of her home crowd here in the gym, the Jones Center.
On the outside, it's Richardson. Good ball movement from the Broncos. Long 2 is no good. And it's rebounded and brought up by Williams. Monley up faked. Nice spin move to the basket, and she got fouled.
What a move. And that got some oohs and ahs out of the crowd on that one.
And as this game has progressed, the crowd has begun to fill out more and more. Still 6.5 to go here in the second quarter.
And yeah, we do have to remember it is a Tuesday school night, so some kids are getting out of evening classes, coming in, pack the gym, support their squad.
Monley goes up with the first and rattles it home. She's now got 3 points on this game. Monley pretty well embodies the philosophy of the student athlete. At a 4 GPA, also a National Honor Society student back at Scotland High School in Laurinburg as she hits the second, and obviously pretty good basketball player as well, now playing at the collegiate level.
Scotland County known for their athletes, not just on the hardwood, but especially on the football field too.
Foul going against the Braves. They're going to get Phoenicia Lawson, her first personal, and the second team foul going against the Braves here in the second quarter. Inbound goes to Battle. She's done a good job of distributing the ball around today. She's already got 2 assists. So Doreen Richardson's got 3 to lead the Broncos. Just a good job overall by playing unselfish basketball as it's Kalia Jones hitting the shot for the Broncos to put them back up by 8.
And honestly, you really can't play much better D than that on that possession.
Locklear was off the mark. Now the Broncos grab their rebound and will push the other way. Coming down, and boy, nearly thought there was going to be a foul call there. as Richardson got hit hard from behind. Her shot was no good, but the second chance shot did fall. Give the points to Courtney Best. She now has 7 on the game. There's Monley between the circles. The Braves looking to set something up on offense, but good tight defense being played by the Broncos. Outside, Monley thought about going up for a long 2.
What a
Then
pass.
passed inside to Williams, who was wide open on the back end.
And that's what coaches love to see, just the unselfish play there. Make the extra pass.
4 points now for Erica Williams. The Broncos will try to rebound here. Nice move by Richardson, but her shot was too strong, and Williams goes up and grabs the rebound. No numbers to speak of for the Braves, so she'll slow things down. With 20 seconds left to shoot. She gives off to Phoenicia Lawson. Now Fuller, the point guard, on the floor. So the Braves look to tighten the deficit a little further. Inside to Lawson. Good two-man game, but she couldn't finish.
Oh,
and it's
man.
rebounded by Richardson.
And that one was halfway down.
It was a good pass from Locklear. Inside to Lawson, but Lawson just couldn't get the right touch off the rim to get that one to fall. Broncos setting up on offense, not really showing any signs of hurrying, averaging 66.5 points per game through their first 2. Though there's quite the disparity in the amount of points that they've put up. It's a 3 is airmailed. That time it was Richardson. Just completely misjudged that one. It goes out of bounds, and we are up against a timeout. We'll take it with them. 28-20 the score in favor of Fayetteville State. 3:51 left in the second.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
And we welcome you back in to Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court in Pembroke, North Carolina, on the campus of UNC Pembroke. Alongside Brandon Blakeney, I'm Joe Vasile on the Braves Broadcast Network. It's an 8-point lead for Fayetteville State. UNC Pembroke, Brandon, has been playing much better here in the second quarter than they did in the first.
Yeah, they're finally getting settled. It seems like the offense is flowing better than it was in the first quarter, and they've gotten on a little run and cut this lead to single digits.
And they've already surpassed their point output for the first quarter. They scored just 9 points in the first quarter, already 11 here in the second, and a lot of that is that it's really just a function of the shots falling a lot better. Braves shot 3 of 15 in the first half, and they are currently 7 of 22 overall. Doing the math very quickly, that's 4 out of 7 from the floor here in the second. Crystal Hicks works it inside. Up with the shot was Sadeza Love, but it was no good, and rebounded by the Broncos. They push, it's Richardson. She's been out there for almost the entire game.
Yeah, she plays a lot of minutes for this squad.
It's easy to see why. The offense really runs through her. She's the one who makes things happen. Her and Shemaya Battle, who controls now. Battle's pass is tipped and stolen away, but it goes off the knee of Richardson. Ahead, hits the referee, and it's going to be taken by the Broncos. So nearly a takeaway for the Braves.
Great hustle play there.
20 seconds left on the shot clock for the Broncos. Launching a 3 was Williams, no good. Rebounded by Janisa Monley. Again, the Braves will try and cut the deficit. Going up with a quick shot from the elbow was Fuller. It was no good, and rebounded by the Broncos, and Locklear with the foul. On the defensive end, hustling back in transition defense and sending Michaela Williams to the free throw line.
Tough call, but the crowd is definitely showing their appreciation for the young players' hustle on that one.
He's been awfully impressive both in the exhibition games and so far in his first regular season game for the Braves, as Williams' first free throw is no good. Kayla Williams, a junior from Raleigh, North Carolina, transferred to Fayetteville State from North Carolina A&T, averaging a little over 11 points per game on the season. Has not made a free throw yet. Second on the way, that's no good as well.
And her streak continues.
28-20, Fayetteville State leads, 2:30 left to go here in the second quarter. Here's Hicks, giving off to Jasmine Huntley. She's going to try and take it herself, and Huntley, with a good hard-nosed play, gets it a fall.
Tough finish for the point guard. Oof.
Just a 6-point lead now for the Broncos as they take it across. The Braves continuing to whittle away. Best gives over to Powell. Continuing the good ball movement for the Broncos. Able to swing it around the perimeter all day long. Inside, straight, shot was blocked. And here come the Braves with a chance to make it a 4-point game. Going in, Monley, shot no good, and it goes out of bounds, last touched by Doreen Richardson. So Hicks will inbound for Pembroke. Goes in quickly to Sadeza Love, and she puts it in almost as quickly. 6 points off the bench for Sadeza Love, and it's a 28-24 game with a minute and a half to go before halftime, Brandon.
Whew. Yeah, and you can tell the crowd is getting into this one now. The gym's getting rocking, and the Braves are feeling it. We'll see if they can win this last minute 20 of this quarter.
Not only are they feeling it, but the Fayetteville State Broncos starting to slip a little bit. Now 6 turnovers for them in this game. Outside, Hicks launches for 3. Can't get it to fall. A little bit short, and a timeout is taken here by Ava Patterson-Heath, the head coach of the Fayetteville State Broncos. So it's 68 seconds left before halftime, Brandon. You mentioned the Braves need to win this final stretch going into the half. What do they need to do to win or continue to do?
I think they need to keep up doing exactly what they're doing. Keep getting the ball inside, keep moving it, and looking for teammates. They're moving the ball well. Everybody's getting a touch, it seems like, on most possessions. And most importantly, they need to keep that intensity on defense.
We'll see if they're able to continue to do that. So if you're John Haskins in that huddle, what's your message to the team? Just keep doing what you're doing?
Keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep the aggression. Keep the hustle. This is our home court, and we need to defend it.
Did a good job of that last year, winning 5 games to 7 losses here at home. Went 5-9 on the road. Did the Braves. Was playing a little bit better at home. Doreen Richardson gives off to the left for Bernicia Powell. Inside, a minute to go. Broncos driving, Richardson up with the shot. It was no good, but she got fouled. Haskins not happy. Not that he's not happy with the foul call, not happy that the foul was committed by Sadeza Love, her first. And that's the 4th going against the Broncos, or rather against the Braves. In this quarter, Richardson up with the first. It's no good. I have to say, Brandon, Fayetteville State's free throw shooting has been certainly lacking in this game.
Yeah, it has.
1 of 7 as a team from the charity stripe.
And those are the free ones. You just hope that those don't come back to haunt them in the end of the game, the later points.
Richardson connects on the second. So it's a 5-point lead for Fayetteville State, 50 seconds to go before the half. Rachel Temple has got the ball. She drives in, floater from the lane, shot no good, but she was fouled.
And she's wasting no time getting on the stat sheet. A quick spark of energy off the bench for Coach Haskins and his black and gold squad.
Foul goes against Bernicia Powell. She picks up her second. fourth going against Fayetteville State. Temple up at the first, and it's no good. Rachel Temple's a senior from Hope Mills, North Carolina. Was actually the student assistant coach for the Lady Braves last year. Now in her senior campaign, out there on the floor. Second free throw is good.
And we see why she got the promotion, contributing immediately.
Now she gets back on defense, matched up against Doreen Richardson. Richardson just dribbling time off the clock. There's about a 9-second differential from the shot clock to the game clock. Here comes a three from Powell.
Another big three, and it seems as soon as the Braves come within striking distance, every time somebody from Fayetteville State buries a clutch one.
Braves have the last shot. Going up with it was Jasmine Huntley. She was fouled. She'll head to the line with 2.5 seconds to go in this second quarter. The chance to try and make this a 5-point game once again if she can hit on them both.
And these free throws here could prove to be big. A big momentum boost is in the locker room going in on a good note.
So Huntley toes the line with her right foot. Kind of an offset stance that she takes. You see a couple of the Braves players take those stances. She hits on the shot. Just so when Rachel Temple was at the line, she did the same thing except from the other side. Second on the way, it's short and no good. Rebounded by the Broncos, and that will tick off the final 2.5 seconds in this first half. We'll head into halftime. The score's 32-26 in favor of the Broncos, but Brandon, things looked much better for the Braves in that second quarter.
Yeah, they did. The Braves definitely had a way better shooting performance that quarter, as well as stepping up the defensive effort. And not saying it had anything to do with the crowd, but it doesn't help, or it doesn't hurt when you got some home cooking on your side.
All right, so we will take a break. When we return, we'll give you the rundown of the first half stats and take a look ahead at the second half of this one. It's the Fayetteville State Broncos and the UNC Pembroke Braves here on the Braves Broadcasting Network. Well, we welcome you back inside Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. Joe Vasile alongside Brandon Blakely this evening. The score at halftime, as you see right there on the bottom of your screen, 32 for Fayetteville State, 26 for UNC Pembroke. And in case you were a little bit late joining us on the broadcast, UNC Pembroke got off to a slow start in that first quarter, went just 3 of 15 from the floor, scored only 9 points, started to pick up momentum in that second quarter, Brandon, and closed the deficit to the point where they seem to be pretty well positioned heading into this second half.
Definitely. I think they got a good spill from Coach Haskins after that first quarter performance, and it definitely worked. They kicked up the performance. They shot the ball a lot better, as you said. The defensive intensity picked up. The rebounding intensity picked up, and it just seemed like they got settled in, shook some of the rust off, and got into the comfort of the game, the flow.
And as we look at some of the stats and numbers from the first half, a couple of the things that really stick out on the Braves side of things, the two players that lead the team in points are Sadeza Love and Avery Locklear, each with 6 points, doing a good job of spreading the ball around in that first half, had 6 assists as a team, but at the same time being out-rebounded by Fayetteville State by a 23-17 margin.
Yeah, for sure, and we definitely mentioned the freshman earlier, Locklear, Avery Locklear, earlier in the broadcast. She's been hot all season for the Braves in the short, preseason. It was a short sample size, small sample size, but she's definitely delivering tonight as well. Not just in the points category, but we're seeing it all over. She's hustling, she's scrapping, and she's not intimidated right now by these veteran Fayetteville State players. So she's been playing really well. I think in the second half, moving forward, Mary Robinson will be a definite X factor, just getting more involved on the in the paint as well as on the blocks, because coming in she's leading this team in rebounding, so they're going to expect a lot more out of her, especially in the second half, to be banging in with some of these bigs on the opposing side.
Yeah, Mary Robinson on Friday in the exhibition against Campbell University, 11 rebounds and 7 points. On Sunday against UNC Wilmington, 7 rebounds, just 2 points, but has been doing a good job on the glass in the exhibitions. In this game, though, yet to record a rebound, though she's only been on the floor for 7 minutes out of the first 20. Perhaps start to see her get a little bit more action in the second half now that Fayetteville State, who, quite frankly, is not nearly as deep, they don't run as many players as UNC Pembroke does, as they've run about 9 deep, and already 12 players for the Braves have seen action in this game. They're going to start to tire down, and then you go to those more rested players like a Mary Robinson in the second half and really start to open things up.
Yeah, you just wonder if those fresh legs are going to come into play later on down the stretch in this one. It's like you said, Coach Haskins is not afraid to go to his bench. Looking kind of similar to the platoon system that we first heard about with Coach Cal last year. Braves throwing in a lot of bodies in there, keeping things fresh, and that's something to definitely keep an eye on as well moving forward. Just staying balanced, playing inside and out. It seems like that's when the Braves are at their best. We saw a lot of pick and roll action in Fayetteville State on that side, and it seemed like the Braves started being able to figure it out more in the second quarter and did a better job zoning and keying in on that.
And they definitely have the Braves 10 points in the paint in that first half, and out of those 10 points in the paint, most of those obviously coming in that second quarter when they put up 17 points to just 11 for Fayetteville State, being able to close what was once a much larger deficit down to just the 6 points where it stands now, although Fayetteville State has led this game since, well, the very early part of the first quarter. UNCP led the game for 37 seconds, and then Fayetteville State took the lead and has held that lead for the last 19 minutes and 13 seconds. There was a 10-second stretch right at the beginning before Avery Locklear's 3 when we were scoreless, and that's it. Not a lot of lead changes, not a lot of back and forth in this game, but it's still been an exciting game nonetheless, as the Braves have started to close their way back in, force some mistakes with good aggressive defense, and then on the offensive side, just start to execute better.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't agree more with that. They just have to keep doing what they're doing and feed off that momentum that they created in the second quarter. Still getting a little used to this new 4-quarter transition here that they're testing out. So
it's all right. Just put $1 in the quarter jar.
Yeah.
If you can keep that one straight. And we'll take a step aside, and when we return, we'll take a look ahead at the second half of basketball and see what the Braves need to do to come away with a victory. Right now, they trail by 6 at halftime as the teams are out warming up. You're listening and watching on the Braves Broadcast Network. And so we're now inside a minute away from the start of the second half here at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court in Pembroke, North Carolina. Joe Basile alongside Brandon Blakeney tonight. And Brandon, the Braves down by 6 heading into the third quarter. What do they need to do? If you could boil it down to one thing in this second half to come away with the victory tonight.
I just think they need to play smart. That comes down to that. They just need to play smart. Don't turn the ball over. Keep moving it the way you are. Find the open teammate. Don't be selfish. Just make the smart, fundamental basketball play. Play smart.
That's one of the things that John Haskins preaches, and I'm sure that was a big part of his halftime speech back in the locker room. The teams are set to retake the floor. We'll reset the lineups for you. It'll be the starting 5 for UNC Pembroke and Fayetteville State out there. It's Avery Locklear, Mary Robinson, Chandrika Fuller, LaShonda Pritchard, and Phoenicia Lawson for the Braves. For Fayetteville State, Doreen Richardson, Bria Robinson, Shemaya Battle, Michaela Williams, and Chinwendu Maduig-Bunham.
The Braves sticking with that guard-heavy lineup, going 3 guards and 2 forwards.
It'll be Robinson triggering the inbound for Fayetteville State. They'll have it to start the third quarter. They're up by 6 points, and we are underway here at the bank. Shemaya Battle tried to get a pass inside for Robinson. It was nearly stolen away. But Robinson's able to finish, and she's quickly got us our first points of the second half. Robinson now with 6. Locklear double teamed and has it taken away.
And it looks like the Broncos are taking a page out of UNC Wilmington's book, going with the full court press here to speed the Braves up.
Euro step lay-in was no good. Huntley brings it forward for the Braves. Inside to Robinson. But first a travel was called on Huntley before she passed, and it's a turnover.
And she's just smiling about that one.
Second turnover in the first 32 seconds for the Braves. They trail 34-26. Battle breaks the timeline. Fancy behind the back dribbling. Now directing traffic. Swinging around the perimeter. Here comes a 3 from the far side. Michaela Williams couldn't hit. Huntley grabbed the rebound and pushes it ahead and has her pass stolen away. Third turnover now for the Braves in as many possessions in the second half, and Avery Locklear is able to come up with the steal. She poked it free. Here comes Huntley driving in, shot blocked, rebound by the Braves, and there's Mary Robinson.
Heads up play there.
Robinson finishes. She's got 4 points.
It seems like this half is starting off a little sloppy. Both teams are just coming in, pedal to the metal. Somebody's going to have to get settled in and take control of this one.
There's Doreen Richardson controlling for Fayetteville State. Again, good ball movement for the Broncos. Back up top for Richardson. 8 seconds left to shoot as Battle with a crossover dribble. Passes inside. And there's Bria Robinson using her 6'4" frame to finish.
And she is a load inside.
Just such a height mismatch for anyone on this Braves roster. Their tallest player is just 6 feet tall. Robinson at 6'4". Inside, ball went to Janisa Monley.
And that's great ball movement there. The Braves are going to need more of that to keep cutting into this deficit.
6 points for Monley. It's a 6-point lead for Fayetteville State. That's where we started this half. Richardson, crossover dribble to try and create some space. Floated a pass for Robinson, but it was over her head and out of bounds.
And that one was even too high for Robinson to corral. I'm sure she's not used to having that happen.
On that one, you had some Robinson on Robinson defense. It was Mary Robinson for the Braves guarding Bria Robinson, perhaps playing a small role in that bad pass. Controlling the ball on the dribble for UNC Pembroke is Chandrika Fuller. Avery Locklear now with it. Driving in, tried to scoop, did Fuller, and she was fouled as she tried to finish with the left hand. Foul, I believe, is going to go against Battle. And it'll send Fuller to the line. First on its way is good. That's the first foul against Shemaya Battle in this game. First team foul against Fayetteville State here in the third quarter. Good on the second. So Fuller goes 2 for 2 from the line as the Braves' good free throw shooting continues. And it's now just a 4-point deficit. Broncos have held the lead since 47 seconds into this game and have not relinquished it once, not even for a tie game.
The crowd's starting to make some noise here. I think this is the closest the Braves have had it since the first quarter.
Battle with a 3. It was way off the mark and out of bounds. An air ball off the hands of Shemaya Battle. 3-point shooting just hasn't been her game this season. Still looking for her first from beyond the arc this year. So with under 7 minutes to go here in the third, the Braves with a chance to make this a one-possession game if they can score the basketball here. In the high post for Robinson, tried to catch Monley on the back door, but she couldn't corral the pass. Went out of bounds, last touch by Fayetteville State. 17 seconds left on the shot clock, 6:41 left on the game clock. Locklear spots up, it's a long 2, little bit short. And the ball was rebounded by Duig Bunham. The Broncos pushing it forward aggressively, up by 4. Stopping the dribble was Richardson, kicked it back out, up top for Battle.
Solid defense there.
Shemaya Battle finds the open Williams, launching a 3, no good, but a good rebound by Bria Robinson. Shot was no good, tie up off the miss, jump ball, possession arrow favors UNCP. The Braves get it, down 4. Once again, a chance to try and make this a one-possession game again. Full court press being put on by the Broncos, though not a particularly aggressive one. We have a whistle. Looks like something away from the ball. Can't quite see what the call was.
Yeah, it looks like they're still getting clarification down there.
Looks like actually it was just a clock mismatch, as there's a referee over at the scorer's table right now trying to get things sorted out with the clock operator. As we continue our delay, the Braves will have the ball. It's a good time to remind you that right now the men are getting ready to tip off against Winston-Salem State. So as soon as this game's over, you can pop on over to the radio stream. Cameron Songer's got the call from Winston-Salem for that game. Then at 1-1 on the season.
Yeah, UNC the men's team came in with a lot of hype this year. Preseason number 10 in some polls. D2 Division II this year.
So they reset the clock now. 6:03 is left. 10 seconds. That should have run off, did not. Fuller gives to Robinson. Robinson's got 4 points. Now Erica Williams, she's got 4 also, driving in. Shot no good off the front of the rim. And rebounded by Maduig Bunham. Kicked ahead, here's a shot coming from Williams, and she is able to make it fall. First 2 points of the game for Michaela Williams, the junior from Raleigh. Now it's Erica Williams, giving to Fuller. Jump shot coming from Monley off the mark, and rebounded by the Broncos. Broncos lead by 6, just about halfway through the third here in Pembroke. Thank you for spending your Tuesday evening here with us. Alongside Brandon Blakeney, I'm Joe Vasile.
Could have been anywhere else, but decided to join us. We appreciate it.
Robinson with the shot. It's no good. It was rebounded by the Broncos. And a foul on the second chance shot opportunity. That will send the Broncos to the free throw line. It will be Robinson
And we'll see
shooting
if
2.
their head coach emphasized free throw shooting any in that one. In his halftime speech, because you don't want to give up the free ones in a closely contested game like this one.
And so we'll take a step aside as we have a media timeout. 38-32 Fayetteville State, 4:56 left in the third here on the Braves Broadcast Network.
At the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, our student athletes find balance between their academic and athletic activities. With graduation rates higher than the national average, our athletes excel in academics and have won the Peach Belt Conference President's Academic Award twice in the last 4 years. Since 2009, 43 athletes have been named NCAA All-Americans, and last year, 40 made All-Conference. Catch their winning spirit and support the Braves.
The Esther G. Maynard Honors College at UNC Pembroke offers driven students an advanced learning community to live, learn, and grow together while on campus. Our scholars not only take specialized honors courses as part of their general curriculum, but also enjoy regular co-curricular events on and off campus with access to opportunities exclusive to Honors College members. Find out more about our Maynard Honors College and our scholarships today.
So Bria Robinson to the free throw line. She'll shoot 2 for the Fayetteville State Broncos, who lead this game by 6 points about halfway through the third quarter. Robinson good on the first. She's got 9 points now in the game. Crowd trying to make some noise to distract her on the second. They successfully do so, but the rebound came out long and Battle was unable to save it inbounds. So it'll be Braves ball. They trail by 5. And Chandrika Fuller will carry it forward. It's trapped in the press. Braves do break with a couple seconds to spare. There's Fuller. Now over to Monley inside with the shot, and that one finally falls. Janisa Monley had been cold here in the second half, but she gets the bucket to fall. She now has 8 to lead the Braves.
That's some great ball movement displayed there by the Braves, breaking that press.
39-34 the score in favor of Fayetteville State. Robinson with his shot, no good. And Monley grabs a rebound. Passes off to Fuller. Continuing to run the point here with Huntley on the bench. Williams to Locklear. Thought about going up for a 3. Brought it down. Pass to Monley. Ooh, jump shot from the short corner. And Janisa Monley now starting to feel it. She's got 10 points, and it's just a 3-point deficit for UNCP, 39-36.
I think this is the lowest they've had to lead in a while. One possession game here.
They have 3 on their next possession. Could tie if they can come up with a stop defensively. On the outside, Bernicia Powell launches a 3, in and out, rebounded by Locklear.
Big board.
Fuller aggressively up ahead for Sadeza Love, who can't finish with the right hand. The crowd was getting excited, but were disappointed when Love couldn't finish. Now Robinson the other way, can't corral a lead pass. It skips out of bounds. Braves basketball, 39-36. With 3:16 left to go here in the third quarter.
Looks like the Braves are going to have another shot here. Still a one-possession game.
Here's Monley at the top of the key, handing off for Fuller. Driving in, shot, no good. Rebound by Williams, and she got, or rather, it was Love who got hit and fouled as she was going up for the shot. Foul goes against Bernicia Powell, her third personal. The second team foul against the Broncos here in the third quarter. Now Love to the free throw line, first on its way, a little too strong. Sadeza Love, a freshman from Shelby, North Carolina. Went to Crest High School. He's got 6 points on the game. Second one is good, make it 7. So just a 2-point game now. Fayetteville State up 39-37. Heading to the bench for the Broncos was Kara Straight, as Doreen Richardson and Courtney Best re-enter. Leah Jones also back out for Fayetteville State.
We talked about Richardson playing a lot of minutes earlier. She finally got a blow, but coach had to get her back in there.
There's Richardson. She's got the ball directing traffic. Pass tipped, intended for Robinson, and stolen away. Fuller controls to Locklear for 3 in the lead. In and out, no good. Rebound by Love. Back to Locklear. Righty scoop. It's good. Tie game.
Heck of a finish there. Heck of a finish.
8 points for Avery Locklear, and we're knotted up at 39. There's Best for the Broncos. Back to Richardson. Richardson tries to drive in, gets triple teamed, and she traveled. Stopped the dribble, didn't stop the feet. Braves with a chance to take their first lead since 47 seconds into this game, if they can score on this possession. Bringing it up very slowly, Chandrika Fuller. For Erica Williams, back to Fuller. And she's going to get hit with a traveling violation of her own now. It's that time just trying to go through some traffic. Was unable to navigate it. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Tied up at 39. First time since it was 0-0 that this game has been tied. Richardson guarded tightly by Locklear. She tips it away but can't get to the ball. Good defense being played by Avery Locklear.
Solid. The Braves are giving no space out there. Suffocating D.
Shamaya Battle controls for the Braves, guarded tightly by Fuller. The inside Robinson, there's the open man. Best with the shot, it's no good. Rebound still up for grabs. It tips out of bounds. Last touch by Bria Robinson of the Broncos. It'll be Braves ball, minute 32 to go. All knotted up at 39. Braves once again will try and retake the lead on this possession. They've been given the opportunity to do that twice and haven't been able to successfully do so. They break the press. Now here's Fuller. She finds an open Locklear. Right wing 3 on its way. Yes!
Big shot for the freshman. Finally putting UNCP back ahead.
It was Locklear who put him ahead to start the game, and it's Locklear who puts him ahead now. 42-39. And a timeout taken by Fayetteville State as what a run that the Braves have gone on here in this third quarter, especially over the last 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They're playing good basketball, and I feel like they're feeding off the crowd's energy here. And you got to give it up to Courtney Locklear. She is playing great basketball. Excuse me, Avery Locklear. Correction on that one. She's playing great basketball. The freshman came to play, and she's not afraid to shine in the big moments. Huge three and a finger roll before that play as well. So she's got a little run going here for the Braves, and the crowd's loving it.
Yeah, Locklear had the bucket that tied the game, and then the one that gave him the lead. She's 4 of 8 from the floor for 11 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist in her first game as a freshman here at UNC Pembroke. As we mentioned earlier, great legacy of her family here at the Braves in the athletic fields, and seems like at least through game number 1, she's living up to the high expectations.
Oh, she is the real deal, and I am very impressed with the freshman's performance so far. She has been all the hype and some tonight, so glad to see that she's not playing intimidated. She's coming in calm, cool, and collected, and she's giving 100% on both sides of the ball here.
And also, don't underestimate what Janisa Monley has done for the Braves as well. 10 points, 7 rebounds. She's been a key player coming off the bench for the Braves in this game. And now for the Broncos, they'll get the ball back down by 3. They will be playing from behind, a position that they're not really used to in this game.
Yeah, and we'll see what this team's made of in situations like these.
Here's Battle. She's tight, and she stepped on the line. Out of bounds, and the Braves get the ball.
Braves executing a little trap of their own out there, forcing the turnover.
She just did step on that line going out of bounds. Kind of tricky because they're, as you can see on the video stream, though perhaps not as clearly as you can see here at the arena, is there's an inner black line after the thicker black line that surrounds the court as a travel is going to go against the Braves. It'll be a turnover. But it can be a little bit almost misconceiving if you're a player.
Yeah.
You think that it's the bigger black box that you have to be worried about, but in reality there's a thinner line about less than a half-inch away, and that's the actual line that Battle ended up stepping on. Here's Jones.
Passed up an open look there.
That she did, but that's just kind of the way the Broncos like to play. They pass the ball around and find the best look. As that time, the best look resulted in an airball 3. Rebounded by the Braves. Shot clock turned off with 10 seconds to go. Here in the third quarter, Braves up 3, trying to expand the lead before the fourth.
Big possession here.
Fuller drives, shot no good. Rebound Love, she gets it a fall at the buzzer. And we'll head to the fourth quarter with the score 44-39 in favor of UNC Pembroke. Now 9 points for Love coming off the bench as well. She has been a solid contributor. We'll see if that keeps up on the other side of this break. As we head to the fourth quarter, once again, the Braves up by 5 on Fayetteville State. You're watching the Braves Broadcast Network. Well, we welcome you back inside Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court alongside Brandon Blakeney. I'm Joe Vasile. We're set for the fourth quarter of this matchup tonight between The UNC Pembroke Braves and the Fayetteville State Broncos. It's the Braves 44, the Broncos 39. And in that third quarter, it was just utter domination on both sides of the ball for the Braves.
Yeah, it was. They're shooting the ball really well, and they're playing excellent defense. They forced a couple turnovers with some traps that they pretty much unleashed on the opposing squad. So they're playing good basketball, and they're winning in every aspect so far
Outside,
in the second half.
Here's a three on its way from Williams. It's good. And just a 2-point game. But in that third quarter, the Braves had 9 points off turnovers in the quarter alone.
And they were able to hold Fayetteville State to 7.
Avery Locklear answers right back with a three of her own. She's got 14 points. And it's a 5-point lead again for UNCP.
The freshman continues to shine.
Here's Richardson. As these teams going blow for blow here to start the fourth. Unleashing a three, it's Williams again from the opposite side.
Have ourselves a old-fashioned three-point shootout in here tonight.
See if the Braves answer back with a 2-point lead. Up top, Monley thought about the long two, drove in, dished off to Love, and Sadeza Love now has 11 points. Not a bad way to start her freshman career.
What a pass.
Shemaya Battle flinging the ball around until it finds Williams. Inside, pass stolen away. It was intended for Jones. Braves rush it back the other way, up by 4. Kick out, Locklear, 3. No. Battle goes up from the elbow, shot no good. And the Braves were there to grab the rebound. And Fayetteville State only got 3 players back on offense. And a timeout taken here by John Haskins.
But, yeah, like I was saying, that was a great look on that last possession. Shot just didn't fall. That's the look you want, though.
Hey, kick out and find that open 3. If you can get Avery Locklear set up from one of those wings with a good look, especially the way she's going tonight, the way that she's gone, not only tonight but in the exhibitions as well, you got to find her and she's got to take that shot. She's going to make it 7 times out of 10.
Exactly, and I think she's quickly becoming a crowd favorite here, and she's having no problem in her debut making a name for herself.
Already 3 players in double-digit points for UNCP. Locklear's got 14. Love has 11, and Janisa Monley has added 10 points for the Braves. They had 3 players in double figures Friday against Campbell, and just one, who was Locklear,
in
the defeat Sunday against UNCW.
Definitely a three-headed attack here. You have to give it up to Love and Monley as well, getting it done in the front court. Both these players a little undersized in this matchup, overmatched, but they haven't let that stop them. They've used a lot of finesse moves in the paint, and they've been able to get it done so far here.
Out of the 3 that have put up the big games for the Braves, which one, at least for you, is the most eye-opening?
I'd have to say Avery Locklear, the freshman's coming in. She's doing it on every end of the court. She's a complete playmaker. She's rebounding the ball. She's got a couple assists. She's scrapping. She's got some steals to go along with it, 3 steals on the game. So she's just playing a complete game. I got to say, I'm just the most impressed with her so far.
And as LaShonda Pritchard was trying to trigger the inbound pass, the Braves have to take a timeout as nobody was open, and they take that to avoid the 5-second violation and the inevitable turnover.
But also I want to go back to what you're saying about Monley. She cannot be underappreciated. She's definitely contributed a lot to this run. And also Love, I think her passing ability's just been a little overlooked. She's been dishing it out so far in this one, finding the open man in the paint. And she's a big part of this comeback as well.
And the Braves have done a good job of spreading it around tonight. 13 assists for the team so far with still 8 minutes left to go.
And also going back to another point we made, Mary Robinson thought that she would come in and be more of an X factor. She's doing a little bit more than the stat sheets would suggest in the box score. I mean, she's got 2 blocks on the defensive end, so She's getting it done in other areas.
There goes Robinson there, getting the shot blocked out of bounds. It'll be Fayetteville State ball. Here with under 8 minutes left to go. UNCP up 49-45. Comes a screen set by Bria Robinson, check back into the game. Outside, it's Williams.
Good closeout there, solid.
Doreen Richardson controls the ball, stops her dribble, has to pass off, finds Bernicia Powell, who then tried to get a pass back to Richardson, and it goes wild. It'll roll out of bounds in front of the scorer's table.
Seems like these last couple possessions, this Broncos offense has been a little flustered by the Braves defense.
Ball goes into Jasmine Huntley, check back in after the timeout for the Braves. Now it's Pritchard getting a screen high from Robinson. Robinson wide open for three. A little bit too strong, but the rebound goes offensively to Fernisha Lawson. Crystal Hicks dishes off to Huntley, who hands off to Pritchard. Stops her dribble, and the shot was blocked, but not cleanly. It was going to be a foul going against Michaela Williams.
Solid take there. She was able to draw a little contact and earn herself a couple free shots at the line.
It's the first foul against Fayetteville State here in the fourth quarter. First foul against either team in the fourth quarter, and the first going against Williams. So to the line goes Pritchard. She's good on the first. Pritchard transferred from Florida State College, which is not to be confused with Florida State University. It's a junior college up in Jacksonville.
She came a long ways to play for the Broncos.
Pritchard is good on the second. So she goes 2 for 2, 51-45, Braves lead. 7 minutes left to play in the game. Braves trying to close this one out. Driving in, Richardson, the shot, it falls. 10 points for Doreen Richardson. That would be her lowest output of the season. Pritchard gives to Huntley, tried to get it inside to Lawson, had it tipped by Bria Robinson and stolen away by the Broncos. Another turnover for UNC Pembroke. Doing a much better job of that here in the second.
And that's where you see the veteran leadership come in and take control. Wisely pulling the ball out, resetting the offense, slowing her teammates down, and taking control.
Mary Robinson called for the foul. She got up and ended up hacking Michaela Williams. So Williams heads to the line, goes up at the first, and is good. Michaela Williams now 1 for 3 from the free throw line in today's game, and she has 9 points. In and out on the second. It stays a 3-point lead for the Braves. 51-48, 6:20 to go. That's Crystal Hicks with the ball. It's the Braves not trying anything too daring on this possession yet, just settling to swing it around the outside. Now it's Robinson finding Huntley with 6 to shoot. 5. There's a screen. Driving in, Huntley. Righty layup. No good on the shot, and the rebound goes to the Broncos. Pushing is Richardson. Had a 2-on-1 advantage and ended up throwing the pass away too far out in front of the reach of Michaela Williams, who was wide open on the back door of the 2-on-1.
And you know Richardson wants that back. She hasn't made a lot of mistakes, only 2 turnovers so far. Yeah, 4 turnovers, excuse me, in this game. So she's been doing a decent job taking care of the rock.
Jasmine Huntley is able to draw a blocking foul against Michaela Williams, who picks up her second personal, second team foul going against Fayetteville State. Fernisha Lawson will come off the floor for UNCP. Ebony Stevens, along with Janisa Monley, Jasmine Huntley, Mary Robinson, and Crystal Hicks make up the lineup for the Braves. Pump faking and now going in Monley, and she was fouled. 3 fouls drawn by the Braves in the last 2 possessions. This one's going to go against Bria Robinson, her third. And that will send Monley to the free throw line with a chance to put the Braves up by more than one possession. Monley 2 for 2 from the charity stripe in this game. You can make it 2 for 3. It's the first one lipped out. Second does the exact same thing, and the Broncos pick it up. They trail by 3 with about 5.5 to go. Richardson taking some time off the clock, letting things set up on offense. Broncos in no particular hurry. There's Richardson. She'll dribble it back out. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. She gets a screen from Robinson, and looked like Bernicia Powell had her foot on the line when she caught the pass. Another turnover for Fayetteville State. Their 17th of this game. 5:06 left to play here in the fourth. As the Braves take it, Chandrika Fuller controls over to Locklear. Handoff to Fuller, kick outside. Here comes a three from Stevens, and she drills it.
Big shot. Big shot.
Ebony Stevens with her first 3 points of the night. And a big one to put the Braves up 54-48. Here's Richardson. Gives back to Powell. Launches a three of her own. Shot no good. Rebound up for grabs. It goes to the Braves. Taking it Monley. Quick shot. Banks it home.
That's 2 back-to-back plays made by Locklear on defense with the hustle, and Monley with the score on the other end put the Braves up.
Doreen Richardson breaks the timeline, and a timeout called by Fayetteville State. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 4:18 left to go in the fourth. 56-48 the score in favor of UNC Pembroke. You're listening to the Braves Broadcast Network.
We often get the question, where does the money go? More than 90% of NCAA revenue supports 89 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that give $2.7 billion in scholarships each year. Look around you. There are more than 450,000 student athletes competing every year, succeeding on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
Back in the Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court, Joe Vasile alongside Brandon Blakeney. This evening, the score 56-48 in favor of the home UNC Pembroke Braves, looking to improve their record to 1-0 on this season. Here on their opening night, Fayetteville State comes into this game. This is their third game of the season. They are 1-1 overall, looking to avoid what would be a very early season 2-game losing streak. The Braves, well, they've come on very strong here in the second half. Really, they've been outplaying the Broncos since the end of the first 10 minutes. We'll see if they can continue to outplay them over the final 4:18. Broncos will have the ball out of the timeout that was taken by their head coach, Ava Patterson-Heath, who is a Robeson County native from Red Springs, North Carolina. A homecoming of sorts for her as Michaela Williams connects from downtown once again, her third three-pointer of this fourth quarter.
And that might have been the deepest one all night.
Chandrika Fuller dribbling with the left hand. Finds Stevens, who hit a three on the last Braves possession. Floater, no good. Rebounded by the Broncos. It was Robinson pulling it down. Up ahead for Williams, driving, reverse layup, no good. Locklear with the rebound. Avery Locklear with a team-leading 14 points. Slashing to the basket, lots of contact. Shot falls, no whistle, will play through. 58-51. Avery Locklear with 16 points.
And what a play, just taking on 4 defenders, finishing with the Euro step, and then ending it all off with the finger roll. Just getting saucy on the defense there.
Richardson gives to Battle, setting things up for the Broncos. Quick shot for Best. Shot was no good. Mary Robinson grabbed the rebound. That's her third of the night. 3 minutes left to play. Braves up by 7. Pass goes out of bounds as Janisa Monley couldn't corral it cleanly. And a turnover for the Braves.
Joe, she hasn't made many mistakes tonight.
There's Battle. Trying to set something up. As Richardson runs on the baseline to the far side. She catches the pass there. Nearly had the ball poked free, off-balance jumper, no good. Rebounded by Courtney Best, put back is no good. And there's Mary Robinson to clean up the board. So more time ticks off the clock as the Braves hang on to their 7-point lead. Just over 2 minutes remaining.
Robinson doing a good job staying active, getting involved in other aspects of the game.
Robinson for three, it's good. Mary Robinson with 7 on the night, 61-51. The largest lead of the game for UNCP, it's a 10-point one. All controlled on the outside by Battle. 15 to shoot as Williams step back three, it's good. Michaela Williams keeping the Broncos in this game, and a timeout taken. We will leave it here during the timeout. 61-54, Braves lead. 1 minute 45 seconds remaining in this game, Brandon. This one is, not only is it not over yet, but especially with the way that Williams has been on fire from beyond the arc in this fourth quarter, maybe a little too close for comfort for the Braves.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Any game within 2 to 3 possessions with her on the court can be cut down in seconds. She's been lights out tonight, and she just came up big time once again for her team, answering the three-pointer that was just made on the other end by Mary Robinson. So definitely look for her to get a couple more touches in this game. Still a lot of basketball to be played.
Broncos come out looking like they're going to have a full court press. They do, they try and trap. Fuller nearly had the ball poked free. She was able to get it across, nearly lost a handle again, but they get it back. Long two on its way from Williams, shot no good, Broncos recover. 2 on 3 the other way, stopping her dribble was Williams, about 10 feet from the basket, couldn't make the shot.
Pull-up just didn't fall for her that time.
So 61-54 as the Braves will take it calmly across. Once again, that's Fuller controlling the ball out by midcourt, minute 15 to go.
It looks like Haskins is instructing his team to use a little bit more clock here. I mean, the time is on their side. A rush shot on that last possession.
Now just 8 seconds left in the shot clock as Locklear guarded tightly on the outside. Now it's Fuller with no space. To Williams, driving in, kick out, Locklear, three at the buzzer, no good. Rebounded by the Broncos, but they used up all 30 seconds, under a minute remaining. Quickly to the basket, drawing the foul, and the bucket is Shemaya Battle, and she will head to the free throw line for a chance to complete the three-point play and make this a 4-point game.
And that's a clutch and one there. Couldn't have had a bigger time in this game, and Fayetteville still has a lot of fight in them, and they're not going away. Braves better be careful here.
Foul goes against Janisa Monley, her first, second against the Braves. Fayetteville State has 3 fouls here in this fourth quarter, so they are 2 away from putting the Braves on the free throw line with 48.9 seconds to go. See if they do opt to start fouling after this free throw from Battle. Battle 1 for 2 from the line today. And she misses. Rebound goes to the Braves. It's Richardson pulling it down out long.
Well,
Ball kicked up top. 38 seconds to go. 5-point game.
still time, but they have to go.
Best driving up with the shot, has it blocked. Janisa Monley came up with the block, and Locklear brings it forward for the Braves. They've got numbers. Robinson can't finish. Braves get the rebound. Shot clock turned off.
Huge block there.
And there's a foul. Michaela Williams picks up her third. That is the fourth against the Broncos.
Big back-to-back defensive plays there on that sequence of events. 2 blocks, both ends.
So one more foul, and the Braves will be in the bonus and will go to the line. 17 seconds to go, and there it is. Chandrika Fuller was put in the bear hug that time by Bernicia Powell. That's number 5 against the Broncos here in the fourth quarter. And even the players starting to realize they need to adjust here, as it's a 5-foul bonus and not a 7-foul bonus as it had been up until this year in NCAA women's hoops. So Fuller to the line to shoot 2. She's good on the first. There's also no more 1-and-1. She can make it a 7-point game if she hits here. She does. Fuller's got 4 points, all from the free throw line in this game. 63-56 with 15 and a half seconds to go. The Fayetteville State Broncos trying to claw their way back into this one. But they're going to have to do it fast as Powell keeps dribbling time off the clock. Now 5 seconds left. Don't know if the Broncos will even get a shot off. They won't. There was a foul on the floor first.
And that's just awful clock management in that situation.
Foul goes against Erica Williams, her first. Team's third. 2.7 seconds to go. They get it in. Best launches a 3 at the buzzer. It was no good. And the UNC Pembroke Braves roll to a 63-56 victory here on opening night over the Fayetteville State Broncos. Brandon, what a great turnaround by the Braves after they were down 21-9 after the first quarter to come back and win this one with authority.
Yeah, they never stopped fighting, Joe. They just kept scratching, clawing, and grinding, and it paid off. The shooting, the ball movement, the defense, everything improved, and the Braves got a big win here to kick off their young early season.
And with the win, the Braves move to 1-0 overall on the season, which ties them with both Armstrong and Francis Marion at the top of the Peach Belt Conference. With the loss, the Fayetteville State Broncos fall to 1-2 on the season. They will take on Morris at home next Thursday. The next game for the UNC Pembroke Braves right back here at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court at 1 o'clock this Saturday when they play host to Coker. That should be a good test early for the Braves, but a chance for them to show what they're made out of and perhaps come away with another win.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be a good regional rival. Coker playing out of conference of the Carolinas. Both these teams pretty familiar with each other, just like this one. They play every year, so it's always a good contest, and they're usually a solid squad, so it'll definitely be a good test for the Braves to see where they're at this season and how things will go moving forward.
Any final impressions from this game here tonight, where the Braves, of course, ended up winning by 7 points? Avery Locklear had 16 points. Janisa Monley, 1 rebound shy of a double-double.
Well,
what else do you take out of this for the Braves?
Yeah, I think that it was a great team win. They're obviously a very deep squad. They can all run. Going forward, I think these are 3 players, Locklear, Monley, Love, that they can depend on. Also got to shout out Mary Robinson being the X factor, hitting a huge 3-pointer to extend the lead late in the fourth quarter, finishing with the team high in blocks. She rebounded pretty well. So I think moving forward, this team is a really experienced, but also got some sprinkles of youth in there, scrappy bunch, and they're going to be fun to watch this year for sure.
So once again, the next game for the Lady Braves is this Saturday, 1 o'clock, right here at home against Coker. We'll have the broadcast for you here live on the Braves Broadcast Network. So one last time, the Braves defeat Fayetteville State 63-56 tonight. For Brandon Blakeney, I'm Joe Vasile. Have a great night. We'll talk to you again soon.